हेलो एंड वेलकम टू रुग्वेद अबाउट स्पोर्ट्स। तो आज हम बात करने वाले हैं ई स्पोर्ट्स के बारे में। दिस इज अ ग्रोइंग मार्केट एंड अ ग्रोइंग सेक्टर इन स्पोर्ट्स। सो आज हम जानेंगे क्या होता है एक्चुअली ई स्पोर्ट्स और कैसे ये प्लेयर्स ट्रेन करते हैं, इसमें करियर कैसा है। सो विल डिस्कस ऑल दिस टुडे। टुडे वी हैव विद अस Srinivas, who is a team member of Valorant in University of Liverpool and also my colleague in sports management. So welcome to the channel, Srinivas.
Thank you, Rugved. It's my pleasure to be here.
सो हम स्ट्रेट अप टू द पॉइंट पे आएंगे। सो डू यू थिंक ई स्पोर्ट्स शुड बी कंसिडर्ड एज अ स्पोर्ट्स?
So, uh, to answer your question in one plain sentence, should be Indian government has accepted esports to be a sport because it's being played in the upcoming Asian Games, which is being held in China. So there are 7 events in esports category in Asian Games in the future. And if you ask me why, so any professional athlete who is playing a sport is considered a professional because he puts what lot of effort and time in it, and he has no other. It's like it's his career doing that, and there are particular training regimes to it. There are mental coaches to it. There's a physical and also mental side of sport. So esports can be called a sport because people might think that what is the physical aspect of esports, but you know to be able to sit for hours and put your whole of concentration in a single place is it's not easy because any other sport is the any other athlete would be doing the same, putting their whole concentration at a single place, doing the same thing every day, following a training regime, maybe following a diet regime even. So yeah, and another reason for esports to be considered a sport because the because of the revenue streams it got, because of the prize money in it, because of the basically the money in it. So giving an example, this game called Dota 2. If you don't know what's Dota 2, it's a strategy game where the World Series of that game has a prize pool of 40 million, 35 million. So in year 2021, it was the highest prize pool ever in the history of esports, where the prize pool was $40.1 million. So the prize pool of esports is quite lucrative to be called sports. So many countries have done it, and India recently, in the last year December, they've considered esports also to be a multi-sport activity.
Makes sense, makes sense. And this exactly brings to my next question. So for Indian parents, playing computer games, like they call it, it's waste of time. Like if you
Yeah.
are playing video games, it's waste of time.
Yes. Yes.
So how does a player actually train? Like what skills does he require? How does he improve in his game?
So it's first coming to your first part of the question: is it considered to be a good career choice or not? So I partly agree with parents' mentality thinking this cannot be a career, but I partly disagree too because there have been various examples where people who have just played video games and earned millions of dollars. Examples like Ninja, examples like Tim the Tatman, Courage JD. If you like, there are few Indian examples where it's T-Bone, Fatu, Bings. There are quite a few great examples from our country too, who have been earning just creating content on video games on YouTube or Twitch, or there is an Indian platform called Loco now where you can stream. But I would say it's a risk for sure, certainly, because uh, not everybody sees the success of it. There are every out of 10, probably one, maybe the proportions are even worse than that. Maybe out of 100, probably five see the success side of esports. But there are two sides of video games where you can be just a content creator where you just stream video games for fun. You just play for fun and you provide entertainment on the streaming platforms. And the other side is being a esports athlete where you play for an organization. You're part of an organization. You get salary for playing for that organization or team. So Coming to the aspect where how can you improve, I think any sports on this planet, you improve your skills by investing time in it. So the basic investment any individual can give to become an athlete, any kind of athlete, is time.
So this now makes sense why it is called a sports, because it is similar things. You practice, you put in the work, and you get the results. You improve day by
Yeah.
day. So if a young enthusiast, esports enthusiast, is watching this video, like, he thinks that he's good enough to play the sports or make a career out of it. So what are the career opportunities in this? You have already touched upon it, like the YouTube, Twitch, streaming and all. But can you go into detail, like what career paths do they have, and are the prize pools big enough?
So, if you're thinking from like an individual point of view where you want to enter esports, you want to compete professionally, first you should be, showcasing your talent if there is one existing. So, if you're not talented enough, first you develop enough talent, and it's not given that you have enough talent, but without exposure, big teams cannot see you, cannot identify you, and you cannot go and play there. So you first have to put yourself out there, maybe through streaming or maybe through participating smaller tournaments. There is always, these city level tournaments or local college level tournaments happening in every game. So just like I am participating for my university, you know being in my university. So like, you network from there, you meet few people who are playing on another like bigger level than university. Maybe from there you meet somebody who's playing for the state, or maybe who is part of an organization. So just like English Premier League has a League One, League Two, the other tiers of
Different
leagues.
years, yeah.
Similarly, these game esports also have tiers based segregation of team. I think people who followed PUBG would be clear about this, because the people play tier 2 scrims, tier 3 scrims, and the main tier 1 scrims. So scrims, if you don't know what scrims is basically playing practice matches with like the other teams who are on the same level. So it's like, so basically you have enough talent and you have enough exposure. So people from organizations, people from big teams identify you, they hire you, they obviously you'll be contracted as well. You'll be both contracted and contracted. It's not like you'll be given random money only for tournaments. You'll be under a contract, you will be under a salary. So so it's like Dota 2 has a 40 million. Yeah, I know it's a too big of a number, but now everybody cannot be a Dota 2 professional, because it's quite a hard game. But there are other games too. Fortnite has esports, CSGO have esports, PUBG has esports, and now in the last 2 years, the esports in mobile industry have grew drastically. Where everybody have a phone.
Yep.
Affording a phone is not equal to affording a
That
high
is
end PC. Yeah,
that has made it more accessible and more cheaper.
yeah, exactly. So uh, all uh, all anybody have to convince to their parents should be, I can manage my time. If you can prove that you can manage your time well, and manage both your studies and also this playing your favorite video game, I think anybody, it should be easy to convince them. But always remember that if it's not like you love esports and you love to play the game, don't just jump into the game and do that only. Always have an alternate choice, because the success rate in esports or success rate in streaming games becoming an entertainer is so low. I'm not discouraging you, but this is the harsh reality. It's not like everybody gets enough attention. Few people does not, few people does. It it sometimes luck, but everybody doesn't get the same amount of luck.
Yeah. And to be fair, it is the same thing in sports as well. Like if you take
Yeah,
cricket, there are thousands of cricketers in every colony, in every district, every state.
exactly.
So it is tough. You have to identify whether you can pursue it professionally or not. It
Yeah.
is a big step to
So
take.
it's, yeah, you can actually compare cricket or football to this, where if you play, it's not like that only if you play for Indian cricket team you're called a cricketer,
Yeah.
or only cricketers who are playing for the Indian team are surviving. People who are constantly playing Ranji, constantly playing national level cricket
Yeah.
are quite good too. They are surviving. They're getting their money. It's
Yeah.
not like it's so underpaid. It few areas might be because I have
Yeah. The
not good
national
knowledge about.
leagues, the local leagues,
Yeah.
those are
So yeah,
helping them
people
as
playing
well.
now
Yeah.
consider Tamil Nadu Premier League. So there are revenues
Exactly.
where you can be paid.
Yeah.
So once you come into this esports, what is it, video gaming industry, you can you have so many multiple streams of revenue where you can upload videos, upload shots, upload live stream the games, participate in tournaments. Prize money can be your revenue stream, sponsorships can be your revenue stream, attending small events can be your revenue stream. So similar to sports, there are multiple revenue streams once you come into video gaming industry.
Just a specific question, like you touched into PUBG. So, like as you see in football, there's a attacker, there is a defender, there is a goalkeeper. Are there different roles in a single team? Do they make a team with a different type of players?
Yeah, yeah, of course. So PUBG should be an easy example where in PUBG, four people is
Yeah,
the highest number you can
yeah,
have, and in four people you will be having a guy who will stay back, who will be giving you cover. There will be a guy who is called entry fragger, who will be the first to take the combat. So there are quite a different roles. There will be a person who will carry all the medical, like what is it, the healing abilities. I mean, the healing things and all. Similarly, even in other sports and even in other games, there are different roles as well. So consider Valorant. You have a guy who is helping you going in, who is helping you staying back, who is watching others. So there are always different abilities. It's not a team games are all not individual based, they're all team based because
yeah, makes sense. So this is an interesting thing to know because most of them don't really know much about esports and
yeah,
gaming because it is all considered, oh, gun games, you just shoot and you have to just
yeah.
do.
So
So people are not very clear about what actually these things are. So to conclude, like there has been some change. Like people are increasingly getting into the
massively,
sports,
yeah.
esports market. So do you feel the change? Do you think the times are changing? People are accepting it like a career path and opportunity?
So people accepting it, maybe our generation more than the previous generation is accepting it more.
Yeah,
So maybe the future generations to come will be thriving for esports probably, and the viewership will be crazy numbers. There might be, events where you have to pay to watch for now on YouTube, and if you have to attend a live LAN event, you still have to pay for the ticket. But if you want to watch it online, it's free anyway. So there might be days where you have to pay to watch esports game, and it's I would say it's so far in the timeline that that
it
day
will
will come.
take time.
But yeah, it's like the path is right, I would
Yeah,
say.
work in
For now,
progress.
yeah, yeah, for now the only it's like only the famous games are being
Yeah,
played on a higher level, like games like Dota 2, Call of Duty, CSGO. There are other games in the rising. The technology in video games is going berserk. If you follow Unreal Engine, if for the people who don't know what's Unreal Engine, it's a game developing software. So Unreal Engine have started including what integrating AI into their video game making. Where so if you have played GTA, the NPCs doesn't properly interact with you. They have set dialogues.
yeah,
So everybody would have played up GTA Vice City.
yeah,
So if you go and dash somebody or bump into somebody, they'll have set dialogues. It's not so humanly interactive. But there, what Unreal Engine is trying to do is, so NPC is non-playable character, which is just a AI in the game. So they are trying to integrate AI to give those NPC a humanly interactive feel, where it depends on the it depends on your dialogue what the response will be. So the future for video gaming is, I would say, beautifully laid out. But yeah, it's slow. It's slow. It's a process. Trust the process is what I say.
Yeah. So thank you, Srini. We learned a lot about esports today, and it was fun talking to you. I hope that everyone who watches this gets the idea like how big this thing could be.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
the thing is, esports, when you see it in a perspective of playing and watching, is a different, what it's only, it gets stuck in an entertainment part of your life. But once you start understanding its business, you understanding its way it's conducted, then you'll start knowing, okay, it's much bigger than just entertainment, because it's giving lives and jobs to so many actually in the real world. So yeah.
so that's all from today's video. We learned a lot about esports. I hope those who want to pursue a career in esports will get what Srini said. Yeah, they will understand. They will work on their game. They will try to convince their parents through this maybe. So that was it from this video. Thanks.